G1 839. Assalamu alaikum. G1 839.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Is this G1 839?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to ask you the same question. Have you also been attending the last few lessons?
Yes, I have.
Okay, perfect. So are you able to differentiate between a fatha, dhamma, and kasra?
Yes.
Perfect. So if you start off with ta'awud and tasmiyah and try and start making your way through these words, I'll stop you when necessary, yeah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قرئ تسيل.
Well done. Sorry, I'm just going to stop you here quickly. So good. You're doing great so far. I just wanted to point this one out to everybody. Even though this is a ya here, even it's got a hamza on top, and it's going to be the hamza. Hamza is going to be the letter that we're basically going to recite. So rather than saying kuriya, we're going to act like the ya is not there, and we're going to recite the hamza. Don't worry if you don't know this right now. This is something you're going to learn in the future. But for anyone that was wondering why the ya sound wasn't made, that's because it's just within the Arabic pronunciation to have the letter on top being pronounced. All right. Okay, perfect. So if you can, sorry to stop you, G1 839. If you'd like to start from this word for me again.
Okay. Tasilu.
Perfect. Now with this letter here, it's got like a thick S sound, okay? So try saying it this way. Tasilu.
Tasilu.
Perfect. So with a swad and a sin, which is this letter here, let me highlight it for you guys actually. This is a sin here, and this is a swad, okay? I'm going to say these two letters again. Let me know if you can hear the difference between the two, okay? So we have swad and we have sin. Can you hear the difference between the two?
Yeah.
Perfect. So with the sin, it's like a very sharp S sound, yeah? But with the swad, it's got like a thick S sound, all right? So let's try that again. Tasilu.
Tasilu.
Perfect. MashaAllah, much better. Well done. Now, if you try reciting this word here for me.
Kabura.
Well done. MashaAllah, very nice recited. Just a quick reminder, this is a ra and it's one of our round mouth letters. So we're just meant to give a round mouth here, yeah? So let's try that one more time. Kabura.
Kabura.
Perfect. Taswilu.
Tasilu.
Kabura.
Kabura.
Perfect. Well done. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. And this word for me, please.
Subula.
Perfect. And just the last word.
Barika.
Good. Well done. What I really loved this time was that you gave a round mouth here. Even though it's got just a fatha on top, we're going to give a round mouth here. Now, I'm just going to ask you a quick question. A fatha, how long should we elongate a fatha for?
1 second.
1 second. Perfect. Well remembered. Well, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. You've also done a very nice job at pointing out, the different letters here. You've elongated them for 1 second only. So I can clearly see you understand the rules pretty well so far. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. And if you have time, I'll call you up again, okay?
Okay, Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, co-host, if I could please have another student to the mic.
Yes, can I ask G1499 to unmute their mic?
Perfect. G1499. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah.
How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, have you also been attending our lessons for the last few days?
Yes.
Perfect. So, are you aware of what a fatha, dhamma, and kasra is?
Yes.
Perfect. That's great. So, you're going to start off with Ta'awud and Tasmiyah. And if you can start reciting from this word here for me, okay, then that would be great. And I'll stop you where necessary.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل
Perfect. Well done. Sorry to stop you already. Mashallah, already I can see you're meant to elongate the letters for only 1 second. So that's great. The only thing here is that this letter here is a special one because a lot of people do tend to give it an S sound. They say masala, or sorry, in this case it would be masalu, right? But the actual proper way of pronouncing it is by getting the tip of your tongue and you're touching the back part of your front teeth. Okay, so you're making a TH sound. So when you're making the sound, a bit of air should escape your mouth as well. So let's try that again. Mathalu.
مثل
Perfect. Well done. So you're a pro at this already. I didn't need to ask you to say it again. So this time you made a beautiful sound of the th. And this goes out to everyone out there. Keep practicing this as we're saying it as well, just so that you're able to give the correct sounds of each of the letters. Okay, perfect. Well done, G1499. If you can read the second word for me.
تصف
Well done.
يهيني
Perfect. Can you tell me what sign this letter has underneath?
كسرة
Yeah, perfect. So this one is a kasra, okay. And how long do you elongate a kasra for?
1 second
1 second. Perfect. Well done. 1 second timing for a kasra. And do you give a 1 second timing to a fatha and a dhamma as well?
yes
Perfect. Well done. So all three of those signs you're giving a 1 second timing to. Well done. So if you can read out this word for me.
زبيها
Perfect. Now, there are two letters that I'm just going to draw your attention quickly towards. The first letter is this letter, dhal. Now, I'm getting the tip of the tongue and I'm placing it in between my top and bottom teeth, okay? So try saying it after me. Dhal.
ذال
Good. Well done, mashallah. I can already hear you making the improvement already. So let's try saying this word all together. ذُبِيحَ.
ذبيحة
Well done. And did you also notice when I was saying the ha, I didn't give it a regular H sound. I didn't say dhubiha. I said dhubiha. Can you hear the difference between the two?
yes
Perfect. Well done. So with this letter here, the sound is coming from the middle of the throat. So if you try saying this letter ha, but from the middle of your throat, please.
ذبيحة
Good. Well done. Mashallah. Very nicely recited. That's great. Now, if you can move on to this last word here for me, please.
أذينا
Perfect. Well done. Now, just a last question for you. In this word, can you point out where a dhamma is? Which letter's got the dhamma on top?
ذا
Okay, so there's two things here. Number one, try and give it like a dhal sound. So you're getting the tip of your tongue and you're placing it in between your top and bottom teeth, okay? So let's try that again. Dhal.
ذال
Perfect. Well done. And actually, dhal has got a kasra underneath, okay? So dhamma will always come on top of a letter, okay? And a good way to remember a dhamma is that a dhamma actually looks like a small little vowel, okay? Do you know what the letter vowel looks like?
yes
Yeah. So vowel is basically, literally vowel looks like this, okay? But with dhamma, it's just a smaller version of a vowel. That's what it looks like, okay? So clearly over here, we've got the alif, and it's the alif which has got the dhamma on top, yeah? So let's try that one more time. Udhina.
أذينا
Perfect. Well done. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today, G1499. I can see you're already making improvement, and that's great. You're a very quick, fast learner. Keep practicing the letters, but more importantly, try and give more focus to the dhal, okay? Yeah.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so if I could please have another student to the mic, co-host.
Can we have G1 539?
Perfect. G1 539. Assalamu alaikum. Student G1 539. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no problem. If you can move on to another student, please.
Can G1 544 unmute their mic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah, that's great. Good to know. Just to confirm quickly, is this G1 544?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. So, all right. So I'm going to ask you also the same question. Have you been attending the last few lessons?
Yes.
Perfect. So are you able to, know the difference between a fatha, dhamma, kasra?
Yes.
Perfect. That's great. So if you start off with ta'awud and tasmiyah, and if you start reciting from this word here for me, and we'll take it word by word, okay?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Perfect. Well done. Now, if I can just ask you to repeat after me. أعوذ
أعوذ
بالله
بالله
من الشيطان
من الشيطان
الرجيم
الرجيم
بسم الله
بسم الله
الرحمن
الرحمن
الرحيم.
الرحيم.
Perfect. Now, try reciting this word here for me.
تُتِهِ.
Good. Well done. MashaAllah. Very nicely recited. Now, let's take a look at the individual letters together quickly, yeah? So you have a the, and what sign does it have on top?
Dhamma.
Good. Well done. So it's a dhamma. And how long do we prolong a dhamma for?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Absolutely. Well done. So let's try that again. Tu. Try saying this letter for me.
Tu.
Good. Well done. Now here, tui. Now, can you hear the difference between ti and tui? Do you hear the difference?
Yes.
So we're giving sort of a thick sound to the to here. All right. So let's try that again. Tu, tui, ri.
Tuti.
Perfect. Well done. I know this is a bit of a hard word to say, but yeah, the main thing to notice here is that this is a bit of a thick letter. So to, we're giving a thick sound here. And the ayn, the sound comes from the middle of the throat. Now, I mentioned to one of the students earlier on that this letter here, ha, comes from the middle of our throat. When we say it, we should use the middle of our throat to pronounce this letter. And it's the same thing with the ayn here as well, okay? Ayn and ha, both of the sounds come from the middle of the throat, all right? So when you're trying to recite these letters, try and take that into consideration as well, yeah? So let's try that one more time. Tu-ti-ai.
Tuti.
Perfect. And this one?
Tazaru.
Well done, mashallah. So I can already see you know the difference between fatha, dhamma, and kasra. The only thing I'm going to say is over here, this dhal, all right? Can you hear the difference between za and the. Do you hear the difference?
Yes.
Perfect. So with the, we're just giving a simple Z sound. But with the, we're getting the tip of our tongue and we're placing it in between our teeth. All right. So let's try that again. Tadharu.
Tadaru.
Well done. Great. MashaAllah. Very nicely recited. And could you read out this word for me as well?
Su'ila.
Perfect. Now, these two letters may look like they're different letters because of the way they are shaped or the way they are written. However, these two letters are exactly the same letters. So if I'm giving a sound from the middle of my throat here, I'm going to do the same thing here because they're exactly the same letters. Okay? So
Okay.
let's actually, how about you try reciting this word again, but try and make sure you're giving the sound from the middle of your throat here.
Okay. Fu'ila.
Much better. Well done. So let's try that one more time. Fu'ila.
La.
Perfect. So these both letters are just ayn. They're both ayn, but it's just where they are placed in the word. When you see an ayn in the middle, this is how it will look. If you see an ayn towards the end of a word, this is how it will look. Okay?
Okay.
So if you can read out this word as well for me.
Qutila.
Perfect. Well done. And just the last word here.
Lu'ida.
Perfect. Now, I'm just going to highlight this letter here for you again. Let's try this word. Let's try reciting this word again, but remember what I said about this letter, yeah?
Okay. Lu'ida.
Perfect. Well done. Great. Well, very nicely recited. Jazakumullah. I can see that you are able to apply your knowledge of Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra perfectly to each and every letter. The only thing I will ask you to do is just go through the pronunciations, especially this letter here, the ayin, all right? The sound of it comes from the middle of the throat. And the reason why I'm drawing your attention towards this is because each and every letter in Arabic has its own unique sound. Okay, so we should try that. We should always try to not mix the sounds up. When you say tu, tui, e, you're giving an alif sound here, but this is not alif. This is ayn. This is what this is what the alif is. Okay, they look different and they have different sounds as well. Okay, does that make sense? G1544.
Yes.
Perfect. Well done. Well, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today. And if you have time, we'll call you again, okay?
Jazakallah.
Jazakumullah khair. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so if co-host, I could have another student to the mic, please.
Can G1360 unmute their mic?
Perfect. G1360. Assalamu alaikum. G1360. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no problem. If you can move on to another student, please.
Can G1361 unmute their mic?
Perfect. G1361. Assalamu alaikum. G1361. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no problem. If I could have another student to the mic, please.
And G1550 unmute their mic.
G1550. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah, that's good to know. So just to confirm before we start, is this G1550?
Yes.
Perfect. Well done. So I'm going to also ask you the same question. Have you been attending the last few lessons of this course?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you able to differentiate between a fatha, dhamma, and kasra?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well done. So that's great to know. Now, if you can start off with Awud and Tasmiya, and then you can start off from this word here for me, yeah?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذكر
Perfect. Let's try saying that one more time.
ذكر.
Perfect. So, Kira, you're saying it absolutely great. Okay, it's perfect, spot on. The only thing I'm going to say is with this letter here, the.
Yeah.
Do you hear the difference between the and the?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this one is not a Z sounding letter at all, okay? We get the tip of our tongue and we touch, we put it in between our top and bottom teeth, okay, when we're saying it. So let's try that again. Dhukira.
ذكر.
Perfect. Well done. And this word here for me.
لكم.
Perfect. Now within this word, can you point out where there is a fatha present?
On the alif.
Okay, so I do get, this is the letter you're trying to say, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
So this one is actually a lamb, okay? So it does get a bit confusing because there's a few instances where an alif looks like this as well. But remember, if alif is coming at the end of a word, then it will have a bit of this shape here, okay? So I'm just
Okay.
like, for example, here, can you see the shape here?
Yeah.
This one here would be an alif. So remember, it's sort of like an L shape, okay? This one is not an L. If you see this at the start of a word, just remember it's always going to be a lam.
Okay.
If it's going to be an alif, you will end up seeing an alif come up like this, like a simple line here. Yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. So let's try that again. Lakumu.
لكم.
Perfect. Well done. And if you can read out this word here for me.
حسب.
Okay, perfect. Mashallah. And do you know where the sound of this letter comes from?
يسرع.
Good, well done. Now, in terms of your throat, would it come from the top, middle, or bottom of your throat?
middle.
Perfect, well done. So let's try that again. Haswabu.
حاسب.
Okay, one more time. Haswabu.
حاسب. حسب.
Perfect, well done. And if you can read out this word here as well for me.
حمل.
Okay, so you got your hair spot on, well done. This is your dal, okay? Hudiya.
هدية.
Perfect. One more time, please.
هدية.
Perfect. And if you could also read out the last word here for me.
خليفة. خليتي.
Okay. Try and take your time with it so you don't end up eating on some of the words, all right? Let's try that again.
خليبتي.
Perfect. Well done. Mashallah. Very nicely recited. So overall, I think you're doing great. I can hear you give the correct timings as well to each one of the letters, which is great. We all should know that whenever there is a fatha, dhamma, kasra on top or underneath the letter, we should always give it a 1 second timing. And you've been doing that perfectly, so that's great. The only thing I will say is try and learn how to pronounce each and every letter. Yeah, most of your letters you're saying them perfectly, but for example, just this dhal or this lam, right, or this sad, these letters are the ones that require a bit more attention. Okay,
Okay.
but overall you did a great job today. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so if I could please have another student to the mic, please, co-host.
Can G1 798 unmute their mic?
Perfect. G1 798. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, have you been attending the last few G1 classes up to now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, the reason why I'm asking is because I just need to know if you're able to understand the difference between Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra, right? So, do you know the difference between the three?
What does inference mean?
Sorry, difference between the three?
One is like it has around your mouth to make the sound.
Perfect.
One you have
Sorry to cut you off. In this word, where would you point out the letter where you would need to make a round mouth?
the last one.
The last one. Can you try saying it for me, please?
Who?
Perfect. Well done. And what sign is this?
A Dhamma.
Perfect. And what sign is this one here?
Fatha.
Good. Well done. Well done. That's a fatha. And what sign would this one be?
Dhamma.
Okay, so
Kasra.
yeah, absolutely. So it would be a kasra, okay? Dhamma and fatha, they come on top of letters, and kasra, you would find it underneath a letter, okay? Perfect. So I can see you know the difference between the three. That's great. Now, if you can start off with Awud and Tasmiya, and you can start reciting from this word here for me, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Okay. If you'd like to, would you like me to lead you in, or would you like to recite it on your own today?
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. That's great. Well, that's okay. If you repeat after me then, yeah?
Yeah.
فَأَكَلَهُ.
فأكله.
Perfect. جَعَلَهُ.
جعله.
Well done. Now with this letter here, do you notice anything special? This one.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. So this is an ayn, and you know where the sound of the ayn comes from?
From your throat.
From your throat. Perfect. So that's the speciality of ayn, okay? It's one of our throat letters. So the sound of the ayn actually comes from the middle of your throat, okay? So rather than saying ja'alahu, we're going to say ja'alahu. Try saying that for me, please.
جعله.
Perfect. Well done. فَأَخَذَهُ.
فأخله.
Okay, so I made a mistake here as well, but we're meant to give a round mouth here on this letter. So let's try that again. فَأَخَذَهُ.
فأخله.
Good, well done. So round mouth on this kha here. Okay, moving on to the next word. لَعَلِمَهُ.
لعلمه.
Perfect. So what is special about this letter here?
It comes from your throat.
Perfect. And do you know which part of your throat it comes from? Is it the top, middle, or bottom?
Middle.
Middle. Perfect. Well done. And just the last word here. La ajidu.
لا أجد.
Perfect. Now, have you noticed alif has got many different shapes, even though it's the same letter? But it just depends where it's placed in the word, if it's at the start, in the middle, or if it comes at the end. So, for example, what I mean is here, the alif looks like it's slanted, right? It's diagonal. Yeah? Over here, it's straight, but it has a bit of a curve at the end. And then over here, it's just a straight line, yeah? So these may look like the different letters, but they're the same letters. And this is something that comes more with practice. So if you're not able to have the hang of it now, it's absolutely fine. But it's just something that comes more with practice, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's try that again. La ajidu.
لا أجد.
Perfect. Well done. Mashallah, you've done a great job at reciting these words today. I can clearly see that you're able to differentiate between the letters, and you know what fatha dhamma kasra is. So that is perfect. So far, you're doing perfect. You're doing really well. So, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today, G1798. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Okay, perfect. So, co-host, if I could have another student to the mic.
And can G1399 unmute their mic?
Perfect. G1399. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing today?
you? I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So, just to confirm, are you G1399?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all right. Well, G1399, have you been watching our lesson or attending our lessons recently? Student
I
G1399.
can't hear you.
Okay, so I think there seems to be a Wi-Fi problem. If you'd like to move yourself a bit closer to the phone as well so I can hear you. Can you hear me clearly? Okay. Co-host, sorry to bother you. Could you please tell me if you can hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Clear you.
Okay, perfect. So G1399, unfortunately, I think there is a Wi-Fi issue at your end. So let's do this. We'll write down your ID for today, and then inshallah, in our next upcoming classes, we'll make sure that you are called to the mic, okay? Because today, I think it's going to be a bit hard listening to you as your voice is delayed, yeah?
Okay.
I'm really, really sorry about that, but Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. It's been great talking to you today. But inshallah, I've written your name down. We'll call you next time as soon as possible, yeah? Just make sure that you're closer to the Wi-Fi router, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Jazakallah for coming to the mic. Allah Hafiz.
Love you.
I think in the end I started hearing a well, but that's all right. Well, I've written the ID down. That's fine. Okay, so co-host, if I could have another student to the mic, please.
Yes, can we have G1362?
Yeah, G1362. Assalamu alaikum. G1362. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no problem. So if I could have another student to the mic, please.
Yes, can we have G1389?
G1389. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well as well. Thank you very much for asking. So, quick question. Are you able to differentiate between a fatha, dhamma, and kasra?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's great. Well, what we're going to do is that you're going to start off with the awwad and tasmiyah, and I'm going to lead you in, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So, start off with the awwad and tasmiyah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay. And if you can read A'udhu Billah as well.
Ta'awuzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Perfect. Well done. So we're going to read up to here for today, yeah? So
Yeah.
let's start off with the first word. فَأَكَلَهُ.
Fa'akalahu zahu.
Perfect. So just lam and hu here, yeah? And over here, جَعَلَهُ.
Ja'al Ja'alakuhu
Perfect. Once again. Ja'alahu.
Ja'alahu
Perfect. Fa'akhadahu.
Fa'akhazahu.
Okay, so with this letter here, you're getting the tip of your tongue and you're placing it in between your top and bottom teeth. All right. So let's try that one more time. Fa'akhadahu.
Fa'akhazahu.
Good, well done, mashallah. This time I can already hear you making the difference already, so that's really good. Mashallah, very nicely recited. Just a quick question. From this word here, can you please tell me which letter has got a dhamma on top?
Ya'dahu.
Good, well done. It's the ha here, and we're giving a round mouth when we're saying it because it's got a dhamma on top. Perfect. So I'm really happy with your recitation today. Just make sure to take your time with the recitation. It's all good. I can see you're able to differentiate between fatha, dhamma, and kasra. So that's really good. And I know you know what the different sounds are for each of the letters in the Arabic alphabet. So that's really good. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today, G139. Take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.
Lafis.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so it seems like everyone is back into the main session now. So, co-host, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. That's great. All right. So, what we're going to do is I'm just going to hand straight over to the G1 in charge. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Jazakumullah. Okay, so if I can draw everybody's attention to the chat. If you have a look, there is a link there that I've posted. If you use that link, you'll be able to access the material that we use in class on a daily basis. We post it sometimes a week in advance, sometimes a day in advance. So if you use that link, you can access the material that we use in class. Sometimes we will want you to fill in some forms and we'll provide a link in class, but we'll also post it on that particular drive as well. And also some other materials such as how to log on properly and various different bits and pieces. So if you want access to the material, you can go to the website. You can also use our apps. But this is another facility that we're providing this term, this drive, if you use that link. And I've posted that on the chat, and please do make use of that. I hope and pray, I will pass you back to the teacher, but I do hope and pray that your experience today was a good one. We are working our way through the technical issues that are cropping up, and we are learning as we go along. But inshallah, we will get to a point where everybody can have a very smooth transition into a breakout room and have a good experience. So Jazakumullah for your patience, and do remember us in your prayers, and I'll pass you back to the main teacher.
Jazakallah, G1 in charge. All right. So guys, just before we finish off our class today, let's just quickly take a look at your homework. So you don't really have homework as such, but today was a Friday, and as always, we had a breakout room system in place. We went through exercise 7.4. So if you can just recap over that exercise again, as much as you can, and just make sure to go over all the lessons we have learned so far. So fatha, dhamma, kasra, 2 different kinds of letters, and so on and so forth. All right. So this is your homework as for today. And now we are going to conclude our class with a closing prayer. So, Assalamu alaikum, co-host, if I can have a student to the mic.
Wa alaikum assalam. Can we have G1585 to the mic, please?
Perfect. G1585. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good. How
That's
are you?
really good. Alhamdulillah. I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So we're going to start with the ta'awud and tasmiyah, and then I will lead you into the recitation, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So if you can start with the ta'awud and tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Well done. Okay, would you like to recite it yourself?
Yes, please.
Sure, go on.
Allahumma hamni bil-Qur'anil azim. Waj'alhu imaman wa nuran wa hudan wa rahmatan.
Perfect. Well done. So just in the end here, I know it looks like a th, but that's a special rule of waqf. Just make a hate sound when you're pausing here, okay? Wa rahmah.
Wa rahmah.
Perfect. Well done. And can you also read the English for me?
Okay. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great, and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Perfect. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic today, G1 585. You did a great job at reciting the prayer today. Jazakallah. Okay, so that was it for today, everyone. Please do make sure to check out the chat box quickly before we end the class. Yeah, Jazakumullah for attending to the class today. Make sure you do your homework and also do as much practice as possible, because that is the only way you'll get the grip and I just get better at your rules and the pronunciation of the Holy Quran. So keep practicing, and inshallah we hope to catch you in another class soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.